Guys, Sunday night, and we are in the building at the CornerCade, guys. I just wanted to go live, talk to each and every one of you. Have a chill, and chat tonight, guys. You know how we do. We're chilling and chatting, squatting and speaking, moving and grooving, and we are going to get this party started off right. My family and I had an awesome time together, and I wanted to kind of share some of that with you guys as we went to the Garcade, and we had a lot of fun. It's probably one of our favorite retro arcades within driving distance. Yeah, we got the Galloping Ghost arcade in Chicago. It's about an hour and 40 minutes from us. That ain't gonna happen with two toddlers. I'm sorry. We barely make it through the Garcade, which is a great retro arcade. Um, we had to take a halftime timeout, go to McDonald's, refuel, come back. Maybe got about 4 hours of gameplay. I think that's pretty good for a 3 and a 5-year-old. You know what I mean? So thought I'd share some pictures with you guys. We got to play King Kong was there, which is great. I love the Garcade because they bring you just new pins too. And I always forget because I play the ad games all the time here. Virtual pinball. I always forget what playing a real pinball is. It's so awesome. Oh my god. I had a blast. My wife had a blast. Kids had fun. And I'm gonna share some of that with you guys. You guys, if you're channel members, you already know what's going on. You already got the goods. You already got all the pictures. If you're new to the CornerCade, sign up for our membership. It's about 99 cents for the entire month, and you get a lot of behind the scenes action as to what we're doing here at the CornerCade, guys. Man, I'm tired though. Holy cow! Like I went swimming yesterday with the family, and that just knocks you out. Holy cow! We've been to the pool a lot, which is awesome. Just tired, it's always outside now. That's nice. Time to get outside, right? Oh man, it's exhausting. I'm getting burnt all the time. I'm getting a tan. I'm not used to that. I'm used to being inside chilling during the winter and fall months. It's crazy. But guys, before we get started, let me say hi to each and every one of you. Thumper Squid came in here early, one of my channel moderators. He says, hello, wonderful gamers, and let's get hyped. That's right, baby. Let's go. Sunday is fun day. Guys, I thought I'd catch you before you go to sleep and you get ready for the work week. I'm not used to being on Sundays here. You got one last stream, to my knowledge, before you go to bed and start your Monday work week. If you work Monday through Fridays, I always thought that was funny when people say that it's the weekend. I'm like, cool. I'm off Tuesday, Wednesday. It's like I don't have a normal job ever. I've never had a job that I work Monday through Friday. I think maybe that's a goal in the future. That would be pretty cool. I don't know. We'll see. Dan Z, thank you so much, man, for stopping by. Brooklyn Menace is in the house. Let's go, Brooklyn. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Julio Renez, another one of my channel moderators. Oh, you got a new avatar there, Julio. You're showing off the arcade. I love it. Speaking of the arcade, I love it. Sunday fun day at the CornerCade, 110%. Speaking of the arcade, if you look behind me, you see like maybe half the artwork. I am 5 marquees and maybe like 2 thinner street signs, because street signs are like this big and a marquee is like this. I'm trying to fill it out there. I'm about like 5 or 7 pieces away from completely finishing the artwork in the CornerCade. So that is awesome because that's one less thing off the plate. That's one less thing you got to worry about. That's one less thing about decorating, you know what I mean? Because you want to fill out the walls, right? And so we're prepping for these XLs to come in. And man, it is so nice to just get your hands on real arcades, and it's like the XL is just going to be that much more better because it's as close as you're going to get to the real thing. So I'm super excited for that once they start rolling out. Guys, I believe we have over like 200 channel members, which is crazy. Our last stream went banana sandwich with the memberships, which was awesome. Speaking of memberships, Stock Jock is a member of the CornerCade crew. Well, you guys are all members of the CornerCade crew if you're watching, but he's got that exclusive rights. So all the inside info, the name is green, you got the badges, and you got the Let's Go little badges too with the emojis. It's awesome. Hello, Daniel. Glad to hear you spent a fun day playing at the arcade. And a lot of people, people always ask me too, I'm a jovial personality, right? It would kind of make sense for me to go live at the Garcade, right? Walk around with my tripod, my phone, have my mics, ready to go. But maybe if it's just me and my wife and the kids have all grown up and moved on. My kids are 3 and 5, guys. They're in the hearts of, Dad, come play with me. And my son and I are playing. We're playing Cruisin'. We played the Chicago map. We had a lot of fun. We wanted to play again. We played Hydro Thunder. We played Off Road, and it's like I gotta put YouTube down, you know. And I love you guys. I wish I could bring you that content, but I'm not single. You know, I have kids. We have a huge family. So it's just I want to make I gotta turn it off. You know, that's why I'm live tonight to kind of bring you guys like the aftermath, like the after show of it. But I do wish I could go live. That'd be a cool thing. Live on remote sometimes is always like a little, you know, it sometimes works, sometimes doesn't, as far as, you know, the picture quality and the audio quality. But I think it'd still be fun, like watching Mr. CornerCade play pinball and stuff. That'd be cool, right? But you know, there's sometimes where you just gotta separate yourself. You know, you gotta be a dad first. You gotta be a family man first. You guys know in the chat, for you fellow dads out there, you already know what's up. So yeah, I would like to do that, but that's what we're here for now. Retro Tech X RTX is in the building. He actually was playing some pinball today too. Guys, if you're not members of the Discord, the channel is in the link. Channel mods, if you want to share that link to the CornerCade Discord, that would be awesome, because you can see that and everything else that we have behind the scenes. You can interact with me off stream and all the great community members that we have. But yeah, you were playing some pinball too, which is awesome. You were sharing that. Gramps Arcade, good evening to you, sir, as well. PB&J, another CornerCade crew channel member, reigning here. You already know PB&J. I love the rain. And guys, for you guys that, you know, PB&J reminds me of something here. He was one of our winners in the giveaway. The giveaway that we had last show. I sent all of them out. Anybody that got back to me through the email, thecornercade@gmail.com, you guys have got all your stuff sent out. I gave you all the tracking numbers, so it should be coming soon. If you guys want, take a picture when it arrives, post it. We'll throw it on the channel or something like that. We'll put it in the Discord. We'll show it off, because you know, it's always so cool to see not only your arcades, guys. There's another tab in the Discord is we have, you know, you can show off your game room. I want to see your game rooms, guys. The channel started by me seeing other, you know, content creators on YouTube, their game rooms, and I'm like, yeah, I want that in my house. I don't know how it's going to be possible, but we're going to make it possible, right? Like, that looks so awesome, and it's so nostalgic, and it's just, it's an incredible hobby. So we made it happen, right? And then, you know, I wanted to then share my game room with everybody else, you know, pay it forward. And I love showing off people's game rooms on the show. Gives me ideas, might give you guys ideas. It's incredible. I absolutely love it. So that's another thing we could do. But love the rain. We had rain yesterday. No, the day before yesterday. It was like bad stuff. It's always good to get the bad stuff. You know, I want a light rain. I want like destruction. And it was funny. It was we didn't really get hit hard, but it was like, you know, the Weather Channel was going nuts. Our local news station was going nuts. So that was always something cool to, you know, just to go be like, okay, let's go. We're prepping for this. I love it. So yeah, we got that going on. All right. Where are we at here? What do you do for a living? What do I do for a living? I'm a content creator. I'm a dad. That's a dad first. Wingo, thank you for joining us, man. Hey y'all, what's going on, Wingo? What's going on? I feel, let's see, John J, another winner. John J, Jingleheimer Schmidt won as well, and he's a CornerCade crew member. We fathers are children's entertainment. Yeah, pretty much, man. Julio was hard working on the yard yesterday and this morning. Guys, what did you do? What did you guys do this weekend? I know this is not the regular scheduled time that I go live, and I appreciate you guys keeping those notifications on and coming on in. But what did you guys do this weekend? Did you have a fun time? We had a blast. You know, my wife's now working six days out of the week, so we got to make it count for the one day that she's got off. We got to make it count as a family. So we were doing a lot of family stuff today. We had a great day. But Julio says, worked on the yard yesterday and this morning. Good thing, because now it's raining. Another rain. I would love to get some rain. We always get rain at like 3 in the morning. That doesn't count. You know, I'm not awake during that, so it doesn't count. I'm sleeping through the rain. I need rain throughout the day or something, you know? I got to be able to enjoy it. What up, Garage Gamer? AKA Third Wheels is in the building. Let's go. What's going on, man? Oh, he cleaned the gutters and mowed the lawn. See, that's funny. I will get there, guys. Once we get a house, we'll get there. We'll feel your pain, too. We don't have to do any of that now, which our complex should be cleaning out the gutters because they're all clogged. Like, the rain just overflows. And when it's, like, wet, it all freezes to ice. Like, when it's cold, it all freezes to ice, and it's like a hockey pond in the driveway. It's bad. It's not good stuff, guys. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate each and every one of you being here. Now let's cover a little let's cover a little news real quick. It's nothing crazy, okay? As I highlight everything on the computer. Let's do this here, okay? So Arcade OneUp's got some hot summer deals. Guys, are you ready to rock and ready to roll? Gale Force Raceway. Try to say that 10 times quick. Hello, I made it live. Let's go. He's back, baby. I tried to go live on the weekends. This is why I like going live at different times. Fret Burner. Do you guys miss Fret Burner? He can't make a live the same as Tush on a Tuesday. So he just can't make the Tuesday live. So I try to do my best to kind of spread the love everywhere because we miss Fret Burner. He always catches the replays. He's always in the comments. Yeah, gotta breathe. That's right, gotta breathe. Sometimes you get tongue twisted, you know. So, but yeah, I try to spread the love a little bit, and hopefully this will work by doing this, right? So, guys, we got a little hot deals. Now, normally here on the channel, we kind of laugh at Arcade OneUp for a majority of reasons, and I think we all know why. I mean, what a fall from grace. Before we go to this, I want you guys to think about it. Look behind me real quick. It's all Arcade OneUp. And I got OneUp games, and the future will change, right? Can you imagine going into the future now? Most of us in chat, let me know, what, 90%, 93% of our arcade is Arcade OneUp, right? And there will become a time as slowly these things start to die off that's going to turn into 5%, maybe 10% of your arcade, if not 0% of Arcade OneUp. And I never thought in my wildest dreams getting into this hobby that I would not include an Arcade OneUp product in my home arcade, which is mind-blowing, right? It's mind-blowing. Calvin Wong, thank you so much, man, for being here. CornerCade crew channel member. Calvin, you won a t-shirt and a bezel. You need to send me your address. I didn't get that, so you need to send me your address, kid. Yeah, so that's what we're at, right? And like I said, normally we don't. I lost my train of thought. Let's talk about the sales. let's bring this up. Let's do this. Oh, it's not gonna work now. Oh, because it's not taken up. There we go. There we go. Okay, so normally I was gonna say that we laugh at Arcade OneUp, right? And for the right reasons, right? But they're having a legitimate sale, okay? This I will speak upon because this is actually like newsworthy. There's two folds to this problem, though. So as you can see, there is a hot summer sale. Normally, they're cabs. And chat, let me know if the music is too loud. The little background music that we got rolling on. I'll adjust it if I need to. But normally, they have a $50 off a cab, right? We've all seen those deals, right? We've all seen those deals. Sometimes you get lucky, you get $100 off during Black Friday. This is $150 off. So this is a real big sale, I would assume. And there's no, free shipping. Usually there's no tax with this kind of stuff too, which is nice. And if you see in the caption down below, you see save. So it's adding up. The more you spend, the more you save, right? There's just one problem here. So if you actually float over to, let's just say Shopball, right? Let's just Shopball, right? So we're on the page, right? And I feel like I got a cat now. I feel like I got cat hair in my throat. Not a good thing if I actually do. I have a terrible gag reflex. You guys don't hear music? Do you guys not hear music for real? You gotta have headphones on, I think. That always helps. Because I have it turned down. So maybe that'll help. Or if you're listening on TV, crank it up and let me know. So if you like it right here. So let's give an example here. Let's click over to the Class A81, right? Well, that's out of stock. You can get it from here, but Arcade OneUp is out of stock. Not like we really want the Class A81. I'm just kind of giving you as an example. God, I mean, what a fall from grace. Guys, I got to be honest with you. This is kind of sad if you think about it. If we didn't have other companies stepping to the plate, I might be done with this hobby. I got to be honest with you. I might make that switch over to the real arcades at this point. Because you look at these products, Infinity game tables, yeah, that's great. Photo booths, okay, whatever. Like, you can make that stuff. We've said it 100 times before. But it's not arcades. It's not going to your game room, right? They're just products to have throughout your house. So, when you look at this, break it down. These are actually the 4 cabinets. There's no claw machine you could buy. You can buy the Mortal Kombat 2 Deluxe. You can buy the NBA Jam Deluxe. You can buy the Pac-Man Deluxe. And you can buy the Golden Tee. So if you click over here, Golden Tee, boom, you can add that to the cart. So there's four, you know, arcades that you can buy. And if you guys don't have one of these arcades, and you're still in the mindset of, so it's toned down enough, I guess. That's good. So if you don't have these and you're still in the mindset of, hey, I want Deluxe, because, you know, companies are still going to be making, you know, Deluxe. Deluxe is still here. Israel Gaming and the CornerCade Crew channel member. Thank you for stopping by. What are you saying, Danny? Oh no. What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh no. What do you mean? Oh no more? Yeah. Vacuum more. Too much cat hair. No, Calvin Wong, we vacuum twice a day, dude. My wife actually just combed the cat and like a whole bunch of hair came out. Like, she's always brushing her because she's a long haired. And yeah, we vacuum all the dude. Our house, if anybody was seeing our house, it is clean and pristine. Trust me. We keep a tight ship here. Keep a tight ship here. Julio Hernandez says, Danny, would you consider doing reviews and adding to the channel, such as reviewing mini PC games or other tech stuff, and add more tutorials and modding cabs? Yeah, I would totally do that. I'm not gonna go and buy everything. You know, I would never. Here, let me go big real quick. I would never buy something just to review it and like sell it or something. Like that doesn't, just to make content, that doesn't make any sense. Like, you don't make that much off YouTube videos. So it's funny. Here's a thought that I always had. What we talk about, I didn't realize this, right? I didn't realize this, but what we talk about as far as arcades go, YouTube's like, yeah, that's cool, but you're not talking politics, you're not talking food, you're not talking, I don't know, sports, so we don't really care. We're not going to pay you. Like, they go off of like views. So like if I was doing like a political show or a sports talk radio show, I could probably be a full-time YouTuber, which is pretty crazy. I never thought of that. I thought it's all paid the same. No, I'm clueless when it comes to that. So I was educated, which is very, very cool. I had no idea. So you got a passion for something that's like doesn't pay shit. Exactly. But we don't do this for the money. You guys know that. I'm here for just you guys at the end of the day and a love for retro arcades. But as far as reviewing mini PCs, I know like Chase is a good example, right? Chase Brogdon, like he does a review on every one of his videos, right? I don't have the means to buy all that stuff and just review it. So if I get something, yeah, I'll review it 100%. Yeah, it's just there's nothing really to buy like in the home arcade market right now. You're gonna see some reviews coming up. You're gonna see us going to Costco. We're gonna do you know, a first take look like we did with some of the other products. You know, the Midway Golden Tee and the pub table. I thought we did a really good job of that. Like editing wise, come on now, we're low budget production here, and I got a cell phone that I'm using. I think it was actually pretty good. You guys go check those out if you haven't seen it. I'll just scroll a little bit down the videos, but you'll see it. But yeah, we'll do that again, you know, depending on if Arcade OneUp releases an XL. And since we're on the topic of talking about Arcade OneUp, guys, I believe I'm in full confidence to discuss this with my fellow friends. We kind of all agree that it's, you know, either a Pac-Man 45th XL or it's going to be an NBA Jam XL. And I think the majority of us are leaning towards NBA Jam XL, which would be cool. They would have redesigned it. It'll be, I would assume, exactly like the Deluxe, the Deluxe 4-player, and just brought up. I'll be sick if it was a 2-player. Oh my god, I would go crazy. But it's probably gonna be a 4-player, and I would assume it's gonna be an NBA Jam Deluxe. That's what we all kind of agreed on. So hopefully they come out with something. We don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen, but yeah, modding tutorials. I mean, we do whatever we can here at the CornerCade, whatever interests me, you know. I don't just put out content just to, like, I gotta put out content. Like, I gotta make a video every other day or every day, or I gotta put out 3 videos a day. Like, that's just, you're forcing it, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, you just make a video when something comes up, you know? Like, tonight we're gonna be talking about the Garcade, baby. We're not just walking around just making a video, you know? And we got something going on. We got something to talk about. Thumper Squid, let's go, man. Let's go. Say hi to everybody. Chris Nooner's in the house. Well, damn, I tuned into 2 different streams this evening, and both are talking about Arcade OneUp. I mean, I don't have to talk about Arcade OneUp if you don't want. I was just saying that there's a sale. That's all I'm saying. So if you don't have like this cap, for example, I would go and I would make the jump, because for $350, it's worth it. Jason Little Alien, thank you so much, man, for being here. Let's go, baby. Gale Force, wait, XL, does that automatically mean 2-player or 4-player? I would assume they would do a 4-player. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I would love to see an XL version of this, but not a slim form, obviously. So it would be just like this guy. My NBA Jam just took a crap on me, and I don't know if it's going to be able to be resurrected. So I would be all in for this, for sure. Gale Force Raceway, 30 people watching, 9 likes. He's a helpful reminder here to hit that little thumbs up button, guys. Let's do it. Let's do it for the channel. All right, Jason, Little Alien is in the house. Let's go, Jason. I'm sorry, I didn't contact you. I didn't say I was going live. You know, I felt, you know, we went to a real arcade today, and I was just like, man, I gotta share this with the community. I gotta wait till Tuesday, baby. I want to hit the weekend up, because not everyone can make our streams all of the time. So guys, if you want, like, let me reiterate here, if you want a 2-player NBA Jam Deluxe, this Pac-Man, Mortal Kombat, or Golden Tee, now is the time to get it. I mean, there are new people coming to the hobby each and every day. So this would be a pretty cool sale for you. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. This is a good sale. So like, if you don't have these things, I would definitely jump on it. Like, if I didn't have any one of these, I probably would get 2. I'm not gonna lie. I'd probably get 2. And you know, if I didn't have any of these guys, I'd probably get the Golden Tee. And yeah, I really want the NBA Jam, but I'd probably get the Golden. It's hard. How do you not have these, right? Like, I'd probably get the Golden Tee and the MK, right? But I have all the, you know, I always have these, you know. RTX went and played Harry Potter today, so he's giving that one the thumbs up, man. He likes that one. I played King Kong. I'll let you know about that a little bit later here. Israel Gaming, let's effing go, Danny. Get the NBA Jam Cavs and catch this business. Let's go, baby. Fred Burner's here. We were just talking about it. See, we told you he'd make it. That's why we went live. Let's fucking go, baby. Fred Burner, I love you, baby. Oh my God. See, that deserves, hold on, that deserves some like hype train music for Fred Burner. Fred Burner, it's like the super chat is just as good as you being here. Let's fucking go, baby. I told you guys, that's why I do it. That's why I do it. He's hyped in the chat. I absolutely love it. We were just talking about you, buddy, because you weren't ever able to make a live stream, so I'm glad you're here. I did this one for you and everybody else that can't make it on a Tuesday. I feel like that's a band name. Can't make it on a Tuesday. That's the new band. That's what we're gonna talk. Yeah, so that's what we're thinking. Pac-Man XL, NBA Jam XL. A lot of my close friends are leaning towards NBA Jam XL. I mean, they already did a Pac-Man pub table. They already did the Partycade. They've committed to those. The Partycade, is that what? Yeah, it's Partycade. Why would you do an XL? I mean, come on. Not even Arcade OneUp would be that bozo headish, right? Well, who knows, right? Honestly, it's just a guess. It's a fart in the wind guess here. Rams Arcade says he just upgraded. Just got my full PC upgrade from buying stuff in the Fast and Furious. Looking forward to get that installed. That's going to be awesome. That'll be really cool. Let us know how that goes. Let's go. Let's go. All right, let's talk about... So PB&J, you'd be all in for an XL NBA Jam? I think I would too, you know, because the refresh, you know, ours just died, of course. I got to sell that. But ours just died, and there's no going back from that. It's like internal wiring that I would need. I'm not messing with that, guys. It's like a real arcade at that point. It's like a who's who. It's like, dude, like we can mod and stuff, but I'm not an electrician. I'm not going in there and splitting wires and stuff. I'm not doing that. So that's something more, a little bit more deep. So you need to full swap the internals out of everything. But at that point, you just have a shell, right? So they'll do it right. They'll get the marquee right. They'll put the speaker grill covers on. They'll do the coin door. That was something that the NBA Jam was missing. You know, maybe black out the front because you're not going to need to Shaq silhouette everything. This will just be an NBA Jam Deluxe. I think it'll be right, and I think it'll be good. I think, I don't know if Arcade OneUp's going out with a bang as their XL because, you know, I believe it's like a 3-year contract with Costco. Usually that's how contracts work. Who knows if Costco is gonna re-up that with Arcade OneUp, because they really can't do anything anymore with Basic Fun moving in. It's kind of just like, yeah, I guess you're cool, but we already got like fucking WrestleFest and all these other cabs. Like, you're not bringing us anything new, exciting. You know, you gotta bring the heat, baby, every year. They should have totally done 2 XLs a year. I don't understand sometimes with both the retailer and companies. I don't get it. Calvin Wong, I can't work on a Tuesday. Can't work on a Tuesday. RTX says, thanks to you, I'm enjoying what I have. NBA Jam on my ALU. Burger Time, Bats Gun, Miss Pac-Man. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're gonna talk about some of those cabs. Burger Time I played today. God, I'm telling you, man, when you put your hands on a real cabinet, you're like, you know, I was rocking it a little bit. Like, it's not that heavy. We can do this. You know, Mr. CornerCade, we got this. We can lift it up, get it in the basement, you know, like. So I'm like, man, we gotta get a house, you know. Man, I can't wait. And much like Israel, we can't wait till Q4. I mean, guys, we're 1 week closer. It keeps getting closer. Every time we go live, it's getting closer, baby. So that's good. That's positive. Fingers crossed, guys. You know, fingers crossed. It's not my story to tell here, but I've been hearing some things about Arcade, Iconic Arcade. Fingers crossed. Let's just hope the ship stays steady, okay, and we get everything we wanted for Q4, right? Oh, all right, let's go here. Let's get to where we're going here. Chris Nooner, XL just means a larger version scale of 3/4 scale. They previously done a Pac-Man version, Golden Tee, and NBA Jam. So not player count specific. Speaking upon the question that was asked earlier, Big Kirby, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day and coming on in and joining us on the weekend. What's going on, man? It's funny because I call him, I say, "What's up, kid?" But technically, I'm the kid because everybody here in this community is at least 10 or 15 or 25 years older than me. But I always go. Fred Burner converted my Arcade OneUp MK Deluxe to PC today with MK4 rocking. I got to play MK4 today. Little Liu Kang action. I had some fun. We'll talk about it coming up here, guys. That's awesome, dude. Fred Burner's a mod. He's a mod king, man. He's be modding everything. Yeah, Gale Force Wasteway. Let me got to speak upon this. See, new people all the time. So he's like, okay, what's the difference between an XL and a Deluxe here? It's gonna be size, all right? So you're getting about 4 inches wider. You're gonna go from 18 to 22 inches, you know, across. Depth wise, you know, looking at 22 to 24 inches, just depending on what the size of the cabinet is, right? You're looking at about 67 plus inches high. So it just makes it feel more of a replica of what a real arcade would be. You generally can't see over these things. You get a 19-inch screen over a 17-inch. So either way you speak it, the XL is definitely a better choice. Now, I do agree that if you are tight on space, the Deluxe is a beautiful option. And most of you guys have Deluxe for obvious reasons, guys. For obvious reasons. They only made 3 to 4 XLs. You know, and 2 of them were crap with the monitors, the Golden Tee and the NBA Jam XL. They were horrible. And it really hurt their XL philosophy. I think they're just gun shy, you know, being Arcade OneUp and touching anything XL just from that point. But who knows? You know, we got other companies rolling in, so I'm very excited about that. I literally cannot wait for the Alpha 2 cab. That is like my, you know, we talked about this, you know, last show. What Mrs. CornerCade was looking forward to. Wonderland Pinball, 1000%, guys. We got to make this happen. We got to make it happen. To bring this to the CornerCade, she'd be going crazy. So we got to figure out a way to do that. Alpha 2 cab. That is my bread and butter, guys. I've been watching Street Fighter gameplay, listening to soundtracks. I've just been full on Street Fighter ever since the announcement, right? Alpha 2, Alpha 3, Third Strike, you know, new generation, Second Impact. I would love for those games to be on there. Johnny, you gotta make that happen. Like, you gotta finish out the anthology of Street Fighter on the arcades. But just, it's so awesome, man. I cannot wait to get that in my arcade, man. Oh my god. And then, you know, you go down the line, Centipede XL, you know, from Basic Fun, WrestleFest XL. I was playing Star Wars today. Guys, I was playing Star Wars today. I don't know if I have a picture of it. We can kind of sift through. And, oh my God. You can kind of envision what an XL of that would be. And it's been already said by them. It's been said by Basic Fun. They want to come out with that, Star Wars, And, wow. Can you just playing that and just imagining what an XL, it's going to look gorgeous. Next to a Centipede, fantastic. Like, all that stuff is so cool. I cannot wait, man. It cannot come soon enough. All right, so let me go ahead and show you guys some pictures here. So this is the Garcade in Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. If you guys haven't been, I urge you to go. It's a pretty cool arcade. I was playing Fix It Felix today. I don't think I've ever played that before. That was pretty fun. Now, I can't zoom in here, but you see my son. He's ready to rock and ready to roll with this stuff. He's like, okay, Dad, which one am I playing first? Surprisingly, he went back to pole position, which is back here. Neo Geo's on the side. I was playing a little X-Men versus Street Fighter right beside him. It's cool because I was playing on a 19-inch X-Men versus Street Fighter, right? And they got a Dynamo Street Fighter 2, World Championship Edition. And that one has a 26-inch monitor in it. And you can really see the difference. Like, holy cow. The 26 is cool, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it might be too big because you're so close. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it's a horse apiece, but I think it's just, maybe it's a little too big. I don't know. But they had track and field there, Defender. You see them on Moon Patrol. Such awesome place. You see Brett Burner can vouch. The Garcade, that place is awesome. 100%. Brian, thank you so much, man, for stopping by. What's going on, dude? Another CornerCade crew channel member. Well, Israel, you're still older than me. You're still older. I'm 39, baby. But age is just a number. Age is just a number. Stupid Fat Hobbit, thank you so much, man, for being here. We have been getting news on WrestleFest soon. I'm assuming the release is coming up late October, early November. I hope it's sooner than that. I hope we start to see things in September. I feel like you got to hit that. You got to hit that mark. People got to get their presents early. You know what I mean? So hopefully we can kind of get something, and I think we're gonna possibly look for something, some spoilers, news, more information in August. That's kind of what I've been hinted at. So we'll see what happens. You know me, I'm always asking for this stuff. So we'll see what's up. Sony 4K's in the house. Let's go, baby. Give them the thumbs up. Love it, love it, love it. Love the energy. Love the heat. Let's go, baby. Okay, so this is what we got going on here. So these pictures are probably gonna be all out of order. Here's some more. So here's the back side of that row. Got elevator action. Look at that. Tetris. Oh my God. It's just so cool. Like playing on machines, man. Yeah, honestly, like once you hit a certain age, it's all just downhill from there. Like age is just a number, It's just like, yeah, what age am I again? I'm old. All right, we got another one. They had a cool one. I forgot to take a picture of it. My wife actually got to play it. It's like a root beer tapper, but it's an indie game developer. And it was new. It was like a new arcade. Those new indie games are like brand new. It's not a retro arcade. Like it was made currently. And you're filling up, like it's the tapper handles, right? And you're filling up the beer glasses, but you got to fill them up in I forgot what it's called. But yeah, you might see it. I don't know. It was in this row, actually. I think it was right next to this at the one in the end here. B Kirby, thank you for that update. B Kirby was gracious enough to help us out with the big giveaway show, giving away a couple cool New Wave Toys products. And we got, B Kirby, plug it in the chat. We got a big giveaway show coming up with B Kirby. As soon as he gets his stuff together, we're going to be giving away some Numbskull and I think New Wave Toy stuff. So I'm really excited about that. I love giving stuff away, guys, on the channel. So B Kirby, thank you so much, man, for helping out the channel and doing that for your fellow CornerCade crew members. But he's going to be sending out their stuff to the winners tomorrow. So let's go, man. That is awesome. Yeah, Mr. Dew's Castle, dude. I'm telling you, I can't zoom in on these pictures. But you got Frogger. I was playing Frogger there because, we're doing the Frogger mod. Hopefully, we'll see. Joe Sables, I don't think he can make the graphics. I don't know what we're going to do with that. We might have to go somewhere else for the graphics because he doesn't have the measurements in this. Even though I gave it to him, he needs the physical pieces, and then so he can measure himself, I think that's what he's hinting to. Let's see where we're going. So we got the wall of shooters in the background, and my son jumped on T2 right away. T2 was down though. That stinks. But we got Big Buck Hunter, Ghost Squad. Let's see here. We got Time Crisis in the back there. We got a whole bunch of shooters just lined up all on the backside, so that was awesome. They got a lot of pinball here too. A lot of cool pinball. This one was like the spot right here. We got Jurassic Park, X-Men. They took it off paid. They bring like a machine in to their like eating area that you have to pay for, but that was now free. So this is free play. So I finally got to play that. You got Foo Fighters, Godzilla, and King Kong, and then the last one on the end is Dungeons and Dragons. And you got Stranger Things. I got to be honest with you guys. I think one of my favorite tables is Stranger Things. It might be my #1 favorite table. I don't know, man. It's hard to really like say you got a favorite for pinball, but man, oh man, like Stranger Things is so much fun, dude. I got to play that again. I absolutely love it. Here's a look at like their murder's row of pinball right here. You guys can kind of see if you got a phone, you can pinch to zoom. You got Rush, Avengers right here, Turtles, all Sterns. They got pinballs on the back side of this too. Again, if you're CornerCade Crew channel members, you got some of these pictures already. And here we go. There's the Stranger Things right there. You can kind of see that. Got some toppers on them. Yeah, Rush. It's like the band. I think it's a band. I think. So we got to play this guy right here, King Kong. So we played King Kong. This is one of the new pinball tables. I thought it was okay. Does that make sense? Okay. It's not something I would buy or own or try to attempt to, but it was okay. It was okay. That's all I can say. It was okay. This was draining a lot on me. I don't like that. It drives me nuts. You know, and when the ball comes back on the back left side and it drains, it's like, dude, I can't even control, like, what? You know, I tried shaking it a little bit, and then of course you tilt it, and it's like, come on, man, I'm trying to nudge here, and you're not letting me nudge. You know, so like, this was okay. I played better tables. If you were gonna go down the list here, I would rather play X-Men. You know, obviously Godzilla. I actually didn't get a chance to play Foo Fighters. Jurassic Park is awesome. I love playing that one. Dungeons and Dragons is okay. That Dungeons and Dragons and King Kong kind of go together. It's just an okay. It's an okay experience. So Garage Gamer looks like he's going to play that this week maybe. He's going to go by and play it. Yeah, all home arcades rule. That's right, Sony 4K. No matter what you got. Yes, Rush is a band. Never heard of them. I mean, I don't listen to their music, but I've heard of them as a band, yeah. Rush. Like San Francisco Rush. I need to play the Evil Dead, Chris Nooner says. I have a crush on that table. I haven't played that one. I don't think did I take pictures on the back? I didn't take pictures on the backside. They had older tables on the backside. You get your 70s, 80s, your Bradley Williams, and your Terminators. But these are all the Sterns. This is the Sterns, Murders for All. I got another picture down here. What's this guy? Oh, there's the Fix It Felix that I was playing. Yep, I was playing that one. There's a Star Wars Burger Time. Oh my god. I got to get a Burger Time for the house. I like, there are arcades that it's like, you got to own this, right? And of course, it's probably going to be all the bangers that everybody else is seeking to, you know, but like, there are just arcades that like need to be like, if you're really going to start a real collection of real arcades, like there are some that you just got to have. But how cool would this be to get an XL Star Wars? You know, like, man, it's like, Should I? He said you need to get Rush into your music palette. What's like their #1 hit? I'll look them up. I promise, I'll look them up. I played the Black Knight too. Bada bing, bada boom. Johnny Blaze has entered the room. Let's go, baby. Thank you for stopping by, man. Let's go. Oh man. Kiss Pinball. Okay. You know, pinball's great, guys. I know a lot of people are like, hey, just like the arcades. Dude, real pin, it's fantastic. Like, you got to understand why some of the content creators in the space, you know, a Big Kong, for example, said, look, I'm just going to do content on real pinball, right? It's just such an expensive hobby. So, like, this stuff is absolutely phenomenal, but we're messing with, like, Rolls Royces here, right? And we're on a Honda Civic budget. So, like, these things are awesome. They're great. They're fun to go out and play in the arcades. And that's something that we enjoy doing. But like, no one's gonna own this stuff, and that's where hopefully, you know, Wonderland Pinball comes in to the fruition, because it gives you that much more realism of play with the real physics and the real ball and all that jazz, right? So that's kind of like the goal to bring something to the home, you know, and that's why we get, you know, the replicas. But it comes to a point where sometimes, man, like, you know, a replica you know, arcade is getting to the point of like a real arcade. Yeah, it may need a little bit of work here and there, but you're modding your arcade 1-ups anyways, or your XLs. For example, the WrestleFest. I'm gonna have to mod that to a 2-player. I don't want a 4-player, so I'm gonna have to reach out to Greg, who may or may not be retired at this point. Have him custom. I'm gonna have to custom send the control panel to him. He's gonna have to custom do a 2-player control panel if he wants to. Send it back. Like, you know, you're getting up to where you're like your real arcade price, where I'm just replacing the T-molding buttons, joysticks, maybe painting it a little bit, you know, bondoing little action, and then boom, you're done, right? And it's getting there. Like, it's getting there. So I don't know. Got a lot of Rush conversation in the chat. Okay, try Moving Pictures album. Okay. Yeah, normally I listen to a lot of current bands. If we were on the band talk, let's see here. Oh god, I could be here all day with band talk. Banter talk, right? Let's see. There's a band that I just recently discovered. And I swear, if I didn't get copyright striked on this, I would play it. Maybe I could, I don't know, and then I had to edit it out for you guys. But they are just phenomenal. I forgot the name. They had 2 songs that I listened to. And it starts off slow. It kicks up at the end. And there's just an awesome guitar solo at the end of both of these songs. Like, these guys are very talented, and this is a new band that I've never heard of, right? Of course, I'm trying to see if I can find it. It was a very simple, short name. Okay, it's gonna bother me now. If I had my phone, I don't have my phone. It's on the charger. I hate trying to do this on the computer. I don't watch YouTube on the computer, right? Let's see if we can go back. No, I can't find it. I can't find it. I'll have to I gotta get my phone. I gotta get my phone because it's all saved in my phone. Like all the Spotify playlists and stuff. I use Spotify, and it's all saved under there. But these guys are awesome. I'll have to put a post up. I'll have to put a community post. No, not One Direction. You out your mind? It's gonna drive me crazy. I'm gonna have to go get my phone. I'm gonna have to do a. It starts. It's a short band name, and I'm just completely blanking on the name right now, which is going to be crazy. And I just discovered Melly Mike, too. He's a rapper. He throws it down like no other. And that's all in my feed now. So if you listen to hip-hop and rap music, Melly Mike is where it's at. I'm trying to add new music to the playlist. You know, so I'm not listening to the same old thing. I forgot what it starts with. Oh, Salts. Got it. Salts. There it is. Okay, here it is. Okay. I'm going to give you... I knew it was something. Okay. I'm going to give you this... These are the 2 songs, chat. You got to trust me, okay? Chat, if you trust me, which I know you do, that's why you're here. Okay, it's going to... I just wanted to... It's going to share the whole link. I just want to do the words. Okay, let's see if we can do the words. You got to listen to this song. Okay, this was about a year ago. You got to listen to this one right here. Okay? Guys, I'm telling you, copy-paste it. This is phenomenal. Crank it up in your headphones. This is one for you EA Sports NHL fans. This would totally be in that playlist. 110%. Okay, that's the first song. They just came out with another song. And I'm like, I was thinking to myself, let me make sure I don't get, okay, everything's muted. When I first discovered it, I was like, oh, this is going to be ridiculous. Like, because I knew it was good music, right? And it only had like 20,000 views at the time. And it just came out like 4 days ago, right? Well, it's been out for 2 months now, and it's got 260,000 views. Now, I know music, you know, a bozo head like me's probably listened to it 100 times, you know, but this guy and this song right here, Let It Go, Only Place to Hide. Guys, you got to check them out. I'm telling you, it's real slow in the beginning, guys, but the slow part has to happen because they rock it the hell out at the end. The guitarist is otherworldly, guys. He's just doing these solo jam sessions. It's unreal. I'm telling you, just listen to it. That's all. That's my advice. That's it. All right, where we at? Gale Force Waysway says, my absolute favorite band is RA, hands down. Never heard. Okay, never heard. No, it's not AI. Melly Mike is real. If there's any hip-hop fans in here, too, I'll show the Melly Mike stuff if you guys want. And Melly Mike's only got a couple songs as well. he was like from like, it's funny because you discover these songs from like shorts when you're on YouTube, and you're just like, oh wow, that sounds really good. Hold on, where's my YouTube at? All right, let me type. Oh yeah, Young, Black, and Rich. Okay, that's the song. You got to listen to this one too. You guys like hip hop, dude. This is where it's at right here. Melly Mike, Young, Black, and Rich. Those are the songs. Those are the 3 songs that I'm selecting here. We'll do a song a stream. Oh my god. No, there's no. I don't think there's auto-tune. I don't think there's auto-tune. Chris Nooner, listen to it and let me know. But let's do it after the show. Don't everybody don't leave right now. Stay for the show and check the music out after the show. Fred Bernard says, I like many styles, but I'm primarily an 80s metal guy. I think one of my favorite, hold on, where is, let me go to my channel real quick. I think I might be able to play this because we're getting sidetracked, but that's okay, guys. I think I might be able to play this because I was able to play it on my stream. It's from Stranger Things. And we're going to play this. We're going to play this real quick because you guys got to see this. And I made it kind of distorted so it looks old. But hold on. We're going to do this. We're going to share. We're going to go off the rails, guys. That is beautiful. Has anybody heard of Salts? Am I saying it right even? Like, has anybody heard of that band? That's definitely a new band. Okay, here. Let's go. Let me share this. Where am I at here? The StreamYard changed a whole bunch of stuff. Now it looks different. So now I got, okay, we're going to get off the arcade OneUp stuff. We're going to move over to, you guys got to hear this. And I got to pause the music. Where's my music at? Okay, music, I got to pause you real quick, okay? Because you got to be able to hear this. And I'm going to share this guy right here. Sorry, I don't know why I'm talking my every action. All right, this is dope, son. Not this. Not this. Let's get that out of here. But why is it? There we go. Okay, now hold on a second. Let's just pause the brakes. Let me go. Whoa, that's like way too big. Well, you don't really need to see the video. The video's just there, but you gotta hear it. Let me know, chat. Hopefully you guys can hear this. But this song, okay, worlds apart, separate ways. But it was a remix from Stranger Things, which is just dope. Just take a listen, guys. Just take a listen. Man, it gives you goosebumps. It gives you goosebumps. But the 80s, man, 80s got great music. 80s, 90s, everything. Early aughts. Music, there's great music everywhere, guys. But I love that remix. Oh my goodness. It's so incredible. It's so incredible. Kick it back to the music. Yeah, I loved it. You go check out my shorts. They're great. Sometimes you gotta put like current trending music on shorts, because then it just seals it off. And it gets through the algorithm. Halloween background to Journey vocals. Yeah, Journey's incredible. Yeah, there's a lot of cool bands. Salt and Pepper. I love it. Oh man. All right, so that was so where are we going at? Where are we at here? Okay, so we played a lot of pinball. So we played all the pinballs that I showed you. I took other pictures too. I just want to upload them all the time, but you can only do a certain amount of pictures on here. In fact, let me remove some of these guys real quick. Get rid of that. But just the real arcades, man. Holy moly. It is so awesome. I love it. It really makes you, it really makes you wonder. Oh, let me do this here. So I was trying to clear up some of this bottom stuff down here. There we go. It's a lot better. But that was our fun journey, no pun intended, to the Garcade, and they have a massive amount of machines. You know, I stopped my wife. If you guys see all the way in the back there, look all the way in the back. Do you see the Simpsons right there? My wife and I were coming. Oh, we played Killer Instinct 2. We played MK1, 2, 3. We played Marvel Superheroes. Played Marvel's Capcom 2. You know, obviously we get pulled away for the kids. You know, we're with the kids for a little bit, so we try to take turns so she can play a little bit, I can play a little bit. Played MK4, which is really fun. But if you see the Simpsons back there, I should have taken a picture. Don't want to be weird, you know, there's kids there and stuff like that. But there was a group of 4 kids, and I stopped my wife and I said, honey, look at this. It's like looking into the effing past. Like 2, 3 of them had hats backwards. They were kids, you know, like, well, I don't know, the age is 10, maybe 10. And they're all playing the Simpsons together. It was like, it gave you like creepy chills. Like, dude, that was us back then. That was the past. And it's here now in front of us as adults. It's like you went back into a time machine and you were standing there watching you and your friends play. It was crazy. I'm like, these are the nostalgic vibes that are just, you can't, like, it's so cool to see the young generation, you know, kids up and coming. And it's even cooler for us parents to show the kids, hey, this is the way, right? This is the way. This is where it all came from, okay? All your stuff you got now, your Fortnites, all that jazz, your Roblox, all that crap, it came here. And it's even further back than that, you know? But, like, this is where it started, period, right? Period in the story. And this is awesome. It was so cool to see that. I should have taken a picture, but you can just visualize it, like mentally visualize it. It was so dope. 4 guys around the Turtles, you know, around the Simpsons cab. We had there's other people on there. They have Turtles there. They have X-Men. I tried to get, me and my wife wanted to play X-Men, but the kids weren't having it. So we tried to play X-Men because they have a loud booming speakers on that X-Men. So you can actually hear it on like the arcade OneUps one. The background music's kind of soft. But that would have been fun playing that. They got everything there. They got Berserk. They got, you know, they got everything. They literally have everything. So it's a nice kind of mix between, you know, things that you don't normally get to play at the arcade. I'm trying to think, what else did we play? We played, oh, my wife played Dr. Mario. She never played that one before. That was funny. I laughed because I was like, okay, that's cool. And she was kind of explaining it to me. Like, yeah, that's an old one, you know, that's an old one. I was, when we were driving up there, I was like, man, I wish we were like a 30-minute drive from Galloping Ghost. That would just be insanity. Like, Galloping Ghost, the world's largest arcade, you know. But we got to play a lot of cool stuff. No, they don't have Darkstalkers there or anything like that, but we got to play. They got a good mix of games, you know. We got to play you know, Joust, Sinistar, Robotron. I'm trying to think what else was in. Cubert's Cubes. They had the Warren Davis sign the Cubert Cubes, or the Cubert marquee. The MK2, you know, the actors must have rolled through here. The MK2 whole control deck is nothing but signatures from everybody that was in the game, that they had on there for the most part, which is pretty cool. But yeah, my kids like playing the Dance Dance Revolution games. There's everything colored and lighting up and shit. So, you know, why they do that. Tank Assault they had there. I was playing that. I didn't see that one there before, but they rotate games in and out. Like Magic Sword, I was playing that before. They have like a party area where Magic Sword was now moved into the party area. So I'm like, oh, damn it. So it's like off limits unless you reserve the space. So I couldn't play that one. Johnny Blaze says, I'll be in the Milwaukee area this week. How far is this place from downtown? So I'm about 10 minutes. You're looking at about a 25-minute drive. It ain't that bad. It ain't that bad at all. You'll be able to make it there. If you want to make it there, Johnny Blaze, you can make it there for sure. $20. Unlimited play. I'm upset. I will say this. I'm upset with some things. So I come in. I'm like, you know, I got a 3 and a 5-year-old here, right? Hold on, give me 1 second. And they were like, okay, for the little man, it's, you know, he's free. 5-year-old though is gonna be $15. I'm like, dude, you're gonna charge a 5-year-old almost. She doesn't know what's going on. Like, I feel like kids like 10 and older should be charged, right? Like, come on, like, am I wrong? Like, an 8-year-old's not really gonna know what's going on. Yeah, they're playing the shit, but they don't know what's going on. I don't know. I get you gotta run a business, but So apparently, anyone below, I thought it was 5 and below is free admission. So no, it's 4 and below. But I remember we've been there enough. We've been there like 5, 6 times, 5 and below. So it is what it is. $15, okay, whatever. But yeah, no, they got a bunch of claw machines too, like in the eating area. So if you have fun playing claw machines, those are all like you got to put dollars in and stuff. I'm not doing all that jazz. So our kids take us enough over there, and we always get stuck spending like $20 over there in claw machines. We try to divert them over back to the arcades because it's all candy. They always want candy. But I was smart with it. We took a timeout and went to McDonald's. Things started to get a little bit heated. Tantrums were thrown. My son gets very big mad. He threw a stool. They give you like these little stools. I think he's got one in his hand here. Yeah, he's got one in his hand right here. He threw that. He was not having it. I'm like, son, are you hungry? Do you want to go get some food? So there's a McDonald's right by it. Really nice area. Menominee Falls. They got all these restaurants and stuff, but nice quiet area, you know. But yeah, we went to go do that. We took a TV timeout, and it seemed to work. They lasted for another 2 hours when we got back. So that made me happy, and that made my wife happy because the kids were happy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Jelly bean. All right, let's go, baby. B Kirby, you're gonna check this out? Or are you talking about the music that everybody's talking about in the chat? We're talking about Journey and whatnot. We got diverted on a whole nother path, which happens on this show, guys. If you're new to the show, this happens all the time. Is anything else in home arcade that you guys want me to cover? Do you guys got anything else going on? Is there anything else going on? I know the news is kind of slow here and there. I totally get that. But if you guys got something you want to talk about that we want to cover, we can certainly go ahead and do so. Otherwise, we're gonna save stuff for Tuesday, baby. We're gonna save stuff for Tuesday. I will say this: I cannot wait, and I will reiterate this again. I can't wait till the XLs come out. It's time. It is time, home arcade community, that we start building up, building bigger, and building more badder than ever before. And we got to get these XLs in our home and really have some fun with just the full size of these full size cabs. Our Shack Jam is so I can mod, right? That's not a question. I can swap out PCBs and encoder boards, do all that jazz, monitors. I believe that when you separate, if anybody's done a monitor switch before, when you take that monitor out of the metal housing and there's a black pin cable and there's like a little just connector cable, I think one of those, something's wrong with one of those two cables. It's 100% that's where the issue is. It has to be, because I've tried swapping in PCBs and I was playing the Turtles on the NBA Jam cab, but I was playing blind and the monitor just wasn't working. Swapped in another monitor with flash red, green, blue. So I think something's wrong with those cables. So we've tried 4 different monitors. The monitors worked at one point and then they didn't. So I don't know what's going on with it, but like I said, we'll more or less probably, unless we can get new internals to that thing, like all new internals. I need a full cased housing PCB monitor, and that's probably it. I don't need the encoder board and control that because I have that, and I don't think that's the issue at all because it turns on, marquee lights up. But I think if we don't get that, we're not going to be able to save NBA Jam, and I'll probably end up selling it, for chump change. And then kind of move the drill, and then hopefully Arcade OneUp comes out with an NBA Jam Deluxe. It's very weird that me saying it's you want new titles and stuff, but that would be nice because it was such a kick in the little guys. I was trying to get. I just missed out. B Kirby, this man, as much as he gives, he beat me by like a half a heartbeat to getting this $100 Pac-Man XL, and I was like, oh damn. So I wanted to get. I wanted to get as many XLs as I could before the rush of XLs came in Q4, but I'm grateful just to have one. You get what you got. You know what I'm saying? You enjoy what you got. I got the Golden Team Midway, and I'm very, very happy that I was able to get an XL with that nice monitor. Because see you, buddy. Gale Force Way. Thank you so much, man, for stopping by. Because the first Golden Team was so crappy that I was able to at least get that. So that I'm comfortable with. At least I got that one. But I would love to have had a Killer Instinct Pro. Oh my God. It's going to be tragic because I don't think that'll ever be made again. Man, oh man. I got to keep looking on Marketplace. I think the biggest missed opportunity was 4 hours up north I know it's a 4-hour drive, but for $500, the thing looked brand new. I mean, the mat was still in the plastic wrap, for crying out loud. So that was the one that got away for sure. That one in the Pac-Man XL for $100. Those two got away from me, but that's okay. You know, that's the fun of the hunt. You know, so we'll keep looking and we'll see if we can, you know, obviously upgrade in the future. But you know, obviously from what we know now, Centipede XL, you know, Alpha 2 XL, WrestleFest XL, those are all on the docket to hopefully make their way into the CornerCade if they can. These companies can actually produce. I would love to see a Turtles XL and a Star Wars XL. These are just all no-brainers. And to be quite honest with you, anything could get released at this point with an XL, and I'd be all in. There's not really one arcade that I'm like, nah, I'm good. The Double Dragon looked phenomenal. I wish that would come out. I'm still thinking it will. Still all in on that. But I got to be honest with you. You know, we're so desperate for new titles. There's really not a title. An MKXL, yeah, everybody would get that. A Street Fighter, right? The world blew up over that. You know, I mean, say what you know, we got shooters and racers following the next year. I know, but it's the build up, so you gotta understand. Like, but you saw, I told you that guitar solo rocked, dude. I wanna show me the way. Oh, dude, it's so awesome, man. That band is kick ass. I'm sorry, man. That band is kick ass. Yeah, I think we all would, Chris. You know, I played the one at the Garcade today, and I think we all are at that point where that would just look, it'd be phenomenal, you know. I'm excited. But yeah, I mean, you could list literally any title, and my God, I mean, you're getting hyped. Literally, there's only one title, maybe like a Pac-Man XL, that people be like, meh. You know, because that's been done already, right? And MPE Jam probably. But outside of these few and far between, I think a lot of people are going to be excited for the new line. You know, and even the pre-existing Deluxe line, you know, you talk Ultra line, right? Where now you're getting those 2-player cabs that are supposed to be. You know, you don't get some weird looking 4-player Deluxe cab, because those are just, this didn't work. You know, it just didn't work, and this is my opinion. I get it. You know, some people may like that stuff, but it just looked awkward. You know, a four player XL doesn't look bad. You know, it's just I just always prefer 2-player. You know, with that NBA Jam going, all the cabs are smushed. I was actually able to get another cab in. Like, that's the whole point, you know. Brett Burner says, I really hope that these newly promised XL cabs by these various companies actually show up and aren't just vaporware. Yeah, 135%, dude. Like, that's like the statement of the year. I really hope that this stuff comes to fruition. Because if it doesn't, you know, it's really going to be a kick in the little guys. I think then you fall back to Deluxe, right? And you just buy cabs to shells and you know mod them. You know, you go the G.I. Joe route and you just make whatever custom arcades you want, you know, whether it be Star Wars trilogy or Robotron or whatever you want, right? Fix it Felix Jr. and you build your arcade, and that's where it ends. And that's like the end of the hobby, and you enjoy what you got as far as home arcade, right? That's crazy to speak. Like, home arcade, as far as popular as it is, it could literally be on the brink of, you know, survival. You know, it can almost go extinct because of companies just failing to do the right thing and to produce the right product. It's absolutely insane. And should be blessed that Basic Fun has seen an opportunity in this community, not just this community, but selling cabinets in general, because there's a huge profit there. We all want this stuff. It's all cool shit, right? So I'm glad that they saw that and they're like, hey, we can do what Arcade OneUp can't, right? This is going to be awesome. Christina says the constant threat of tariffs are playing the company's game plan forecast, sadly. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are affecting a lot of different products. So I hope everything gets straightened out, because we just want to have cool shit. And we said this since day one, guys. You know, we don't care who's making it. Just make it cool and make it affordable, right? Make it what Arcade OneUp did. They set a good precedence. You know, does it have to have real team molding? No. You know, like all this stuff, like, you know, just give us what you got, you know, and make it affordable. Don't price yourself out of this market, you know. And I think you got a winner. I think you got a winner on your hands if you can do those things. I mean, I'll be hyped to buy some stuff. God, can you imagine just some of the stuff like that could come our way? There's really nothing that, again, like I can reiterate that I'm gonna be like, I'm not gonna want that. There's a lot of cool, exciting stuff that I'm just hoping, keeping my fingers crossed, you know. And then it was also promising again, shooters and drivers 2026. Guys, can you, for as many cabinets as we have bought in and have been released, there has never been a shooter and driver XL. Can you guys imagine that? You would finally get your 19-inch shooter and driver. I think that's incredible. You know, I'm just looking at my two shooters, my Big Buck and my Time Crisis. I think that'd be incredible. I think that would really be cool, man. Holy moly. Like, I think once people start to get XLs in their home, I think you're going to understand the transition. And I get it. Like, hey, on space, whatever the case may be, I mean, get a multi-cade then. You know, get one multi-cade and have that as like your, hey, look, I can't fit all these, but I can fit a total of 5 arcades. One of them will be a multi-cade. 3 of them, 4 of them will be dedicated cabinets, whatever the case may be. You'll have a pinball, you'll be set, you know. So space shouldn't really be an issue at that point. I gotta be honest with you. It should be good. I don't know, but that's just what I think, guys. You know, that's just what I think. I think that's the kind of route. You know, before the show, I was just standing, I was looking at the arcade, I was, you know, just kind of looking around. I was like, man, it's so cool. Just have like a game room, right, dedicated to this stuff. And I was just kind of looking around. I was like, you know what? You know, this is a plan. I'm gonna fill the outside with the XLs. You know, behind me, there are 2. You know, there's a Pac-Man. You can kind of, there you go. There's 2. I got Class 81 and Pac-Man Deluxe, but you could fit 3 XLs. You know, so maybe you go 3 XLs there, and then you get your row here, row there, and then, you know, you kind of consolidate the deluxes that you got. Maybe you keep Darkstalker's Golden Axe, you know, whatever the case may be. You put them in the middle, start making arrangements. So you start just coming across and thinking of these things like, man, the future, what it could be, you know, for home arcade and our home arcaders alike. And it really starts to put a smile on your face. You're like, man, I can't wait. We're in July, guys, and you know, before you know it, it's gonna be August. We got 2 weeks away, you know, two and a half weeks away from August, and I think that's when, you know, we might start to hear some more things like we did initially, you know, a month ago, right? And I think that's when people are going to start to get hyped a little bit more. It's going to get raised up another notch, right? And then hopefully at that time, hopefully maybe we see some, I don't know, you know, release dates or pre-order opportunities, right? Like that would be really cool. And you just have to hope for then at this point, you know, September is what you're looking for. Because September, October, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. That's when the golden tees were in the Costco's, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. But I think that's when they were in the Costco's. So then you're looking at that, and that's right in time for Q4. And I mean, if we can get a mass amount of product, holy cow. I'm hoping we get 3 XLs. 3 XLs from Basic Fun. And then 2 more. 1 from Arcade OneUp and 1 from Iconic Arcade. That would give us 5 XL cabinets to work with. And I think we're in a good position right there. Now, what I don't want is for them to fall off for the whole year, you know, because that's what Arcade OneUp did with the XLs. It's done. Like you're just a Q4 company, man. Like that's so slow. That's so slow, man. Like that's the thing that drives me nuts. This hobby, it moves like a turtle. Like we want to get stuff and have some fun stuff to play with. It just moves so slowly. Do you guys feel that or no? I feel like it just moves like so slowly for what this could be. It's kind of disappointing. I gotta be honest with you, but who knows? Hopefully that'll change. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. UK brains can't comprehend to the USA game rooms. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? UK brains can't comprehend to US. Mike MC, what is going on, man? I want to share. I got a Burger Time finally added to the Penny Arcade. Yo, let's go! Congratulations, man! I got to play Burger Time today, like the real arcade. You know, that was a blast, dude. Burger Time, that's underrated. Like I should have. If I see a Burger Time out there, I don't know, man. That would be cool. That would be really fun. I wanted to do a Bad Dudes Dynamo, and then you have Burger Time on there, right? That'd be cool. Played a real one last night. That is awesome. That is awesome, dude. That's cool. Yeah, the real one. See, like Burger Time, That's an arcade I would own. Like we're talking real arcades. That's making the list. Centipede, that's making the list. Dig Dug, that's making the list. We're talking 80s Crystal Castles. Got to play that one today. That's making the list. Feel like you got to have a Galgar or Pac-Man though at that point. I feel like it, but I don't want to. I don't want to hold my head to the fire on those. You know, 90s it's a whole nother story. Oh my god, that opens up to like hundreds, right? Fred Burner says you're not wrong about how slow things are moving. That's what I feel like it, right? I feel like things are just moving so slow. Like why? 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 I don't understand. Like so. Hopefully you do the 5, then you take a 6-month pause. Doesn't even have to be that long. And you reissue it up, right? I think this could go in doses of 6 months at a time of new products to be coming out with. They got to keep the momentum going. Like you can't just get on the hype train, fall off for a year, come back. You got to keep people interested, right? I've always said this. The roadmap should have always been, if I was not, you don't have to be a CEO at Arcade OneUp. I'll just be an associate at Arcade OneUp, and I'm sitting at the round table here, right? And I'm like, guys, every 3 months we've got to have a product hit the ports. Period. End of story. Okay, that's 4 new titles a year. That is not asking for a lot. I got to be honest with you. That's a cab every 3 months, and it's just a constant turnout, right? It's like you get one, you're playing with it, month and a half in, okay. Now we're at 2 months, 2.5. Okay, Arcade OneUp's gonna release another one. Like, you know, it would be kind of like how At Games does it. They give you like the question mark, you know, mystery thing on their calendar release. Like, so people would know and people would talk about it, people would get hyped about it. They just kept everything hush hush. I don't know. I said because companies can't afford to take the hit without passing the cost on us as far as tariffs, I would assume. If I had a real Tron and Robotron, I'd be stoked. Both of those were at the Garcade. Yeah, Robotron would be one. I can't believe I like left that off. There's a ton of 80s, guys. Ton of 80s. I would have a Joust and a Robotron. I don't know if I would have a Sinistar. Sinistar kind of pisses me off. It's more or less it pisses me off on the Arcade OneUp because there's not a 49-way stick in there. So you're like shooting, you have to shoot in a certain direction because it's got the 8-way stick. So it just pisses me off there. Maybe the real one's more flow, but it still pisses me off because I still can't get past the first level. I'll get like 12 Cinnabombs on the guy and he's like, what, 13, 14? So I need like 1 or 2 and that's it. But I can never get that. It pisses me off. Like, at least Robotron, I can get to a certain point. Like, that's what I was thinking. It's not Sinistar with a 49-way joystick isn't any easier. Yeah, so that's what I remember when I was playing at the arcades. I'm like, it still feel like I was dying. Like, yeah, it's just pisses me off. So Robotron, 100%. Trying to think what other 80s bangers I would have. Maybe we could comprise a list sometimes, but I mean that's a pretty good start. That's a pretty good start. Even Centipede, you know, they're all good, guys. When it comes to the 90s, I mean, you got fighters, sports games. I mean, it's just literally off the chain. Beat 'em ups. I could, you know, easily fill out the arcade like that. But you got to have those 80s, those classic 80s ones. Man, that'd be so cool. I just hope these, you know, you talk about real arcades, kind of make the correlation to, you know, the extra large cabinets, because that's as close as we're gonna get at the end of the day to these real things. And you gotta just hope that these companies can do kind of what we're thinking about. You know, how cool would it be to get an XL Dig Dug, a Crystal Castles, you know, you name it. Like, can you believe in an XL Robotron? This literally, if we thought like Alpha 2 leveled the playing field of this home arcade community, dropped the nuke on it, right? Robotron XL, are you kidding me? That would be insane. Insane. A new game, never been released in an XL format. And that said company would probably, you know, Basic Phone would probably come out with a deluxe variant as well. But that would just be ridiculous. That would just be absolutely ridiculous. And it would be so cool. I would be very ecstatic for that. But we'll see. We'll see what the future has to offer, guys. There's a lot of different ways we can go, but at least 5. And I'm not even really counting Unico yet with their rumored Big Blue and Big Red, you know, MVSX. Like that, that's love in the air. If you can get all these companies producing this shit, that would be awesome. Yeah, there's just certain things that just will not happen. You know, at least Robotron is an opportunity because you know it's just cliffhanger. That's very very like niche. But yeah, I don't know. It's truly up to whatever the retailers want, and the retailer said no, which is interesting. Let me tell you this real quick. I don't know how Basic Fun's gonna pull it off, but if Costco said no to an XL Star Wars because of the terrible graphics it has, right? Why does Basic Fun think they can release an XL unless they're going through Best Buy or something, like a different Walmart maybe, and they're not doing it I thought it was going to be club exclusive still with the XLs. I don't know. So that's interesting. I wonder if the contract and this that was already signed and dealt with already, right? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Israel says those companies need to make sure they're wiping their asses and that they're producing all this stuff. Yeah, that's right. 100%, man. Hopefully it's all being made as we speak, and it'll be on the boats before you know it, and it'll come on over, and we'll get the port data from Bill. Bill, and I think Bill and P-Dubs watch it. I know Bill for a fact watches the port data because he's always breaking that down. It's awesome. Yeah, Mike MC, this is something that just I like threw my hat off and like through my desk. I was going ape shit crazy. So you sold a Pac-Man XL, but the Star Wars XL graphics weren't good. This is a conversation that me and my wife literally had beaten to death. And this is where it's either frustrating the retailer or frustrating an Arcade OneUp that they can't sell. So they took the Pac-Man graphics, but they didn't take the Star Wars graphics, which are very, very similar. They're 80s games. I get Pac-Man is super popular, and so is Star Wars. Literally, you can sell anything Star Wars. People would add this to their Star Wars rooms who don't even have arcades. This thing would be sold out in a heartbeat. You could probably make 25,000 of these, and they probably would sell. I gotta be honest with you. Like, they made, 13,000? Was it Pac-Mans or was it Midway Golden Tees? Sold out of them eventually. You know, there was only a very few of them that were on the super mega sale that I got. But yeah, it's just very frustrating all around. It's like, dude, it's Star Wars. It doesn't matter. Like, that's what Arcade OneUp needs to be saying. Yeah, exactly. There's certain cabinets, that are just, your Burger Times, your Star Wars, your Trons, your Dragon Slayers that are just, they're unbelievable. Like, those are the holy grail, some would say. All of them came through the CornerCade except for Burger Time. We were too late in the game to get Burger Time. That was one that we could never acquire. And I bet you if we had a Burger Time, I wouldn't have gotten rid of that one. I could see myself not selling that one. I'd have modded it, blacked out the front, coin doored up, G.I. Joe inline riser, lit up the coin door, real buttons, replace the marquee. That thing would have been fully modded. Chris Sooner says, I can't believe that was a real Costco. Wouldn't take this. Yeah, it's very. So actually, Arcade OneUp either made a prototype or brought them a prototype to have, because the rumor that should be true. I don't know. In the Seattle area, there is an XL Arcade OneUp Star Wars in a hotel somewhere. I'm not talking about in a hotel room. I'm talking about the hotel lobby or somewhere in there. So if you're from the Seattle area, Garage Gamer, if you're still with us, you need to comb every single hotel. Dude, if I was in the Seattle area, I'd be like a man on a mission. I'd be going to hotels left and right. The family would be coming with me, and we would find this XL Star Wars. And then once I did, not only take pictures and show video, I would buy it from said people. I'd be like, yo, how much you want for this thing? Because I'm going to buy it. I'm not leaving here without a dollar amount. Israel Gaming, you have a Tempest Legacy cab. Danny, I don't have any Atari cabs, so I'm very excited. I had that at one point, sold it, got the Centipede, sold the Centipede, got the Atari 50th, sold the Atari 50th for obvious reasons. But I will eventually get the Centipede XL, and we'll get that one, so we'll have Atari games back in the building, which will be awesome. Yeah, their re-release was great. I'm very shocked that they never touched that cabinet in a deluxe form. I mean, licensing, you name it, whatever. Very disappointing. But that cabinet looked great. the re-up from that, you know, the artwork on the riser matching the black trim, it really did look a lot better than what it was. But yeah, that's just, I really wish they would have done a deluxe one. I think Chris Noon is already on the case. I'm from the Seattle area, obviously with that big Seahawks logo. Actually, I've looked through a few hotels for it. I would steal it if I had to. We need to get all the Seattle tri-state area, you know, home arcade guys. We need to get you in a group, and you need to start canvassing the area. Like, we're looking for a murder suspect, right? And you guys got to grid off everything and start check marking and Xing off where you visited it. Is it there? Start asking the staff, do you guys have this in your break room? You know, because that was the thing. They just dumped it off somewhere, I think. Oh, God. Speaking of prototypes, can you imagine where the 6-player X-Men is? Listen, I am very happy for James and his you know, track and field that he was able to get. But can you imagine the 6-player X-Men? That is somewhere, guys. The 6-player X-Men. Oh my God, that would be unbelievable. Yeah, exactly. Like, you already got 2 of them, and if they re-release an XL, you buy it as well. Mike MC says, like, of course. And Costco said no. I'm absolutely shocked. That's why I'm thinking that they'd be leaning towards NBA Jam. They've already done a Pac-Man XL. They've already done the Midway Golden Tee. They're not going to do, Arcade OneUp's not going to do a Mortal Kombat. And if they do, thank you. I'm glad I'm wrong. You know, Mortal Kombat XL, which they need to do. But that's not going to happen. I think they're going to lean towards NBA Jam XL. I think that's going to be the one. So for you guys that don't have that, it's time to get up or get out the way. So I would get that one. So, you know, you're looking at, you know, possibly an NBA Jam XL, Alpha 2, you know, your WrestleFest, your Centipede. That's kind of what's on the docket, right? Now, I hope Basic Fun comes out with one more. We hear something about Unico, you know, maybe the iconic arcade Double Dragon. I mean, now we're cooking with some fire here, guys. We got 8 cabinets that we could really make some moves on, which would be really, really exciting. And then have them come up with the Turtles, the Star Wars, because they've already said that. Basic Fun's already said that, you know. Yeah, Double Dragon. Did you see the prototype, kid? We covered it. B Kong covered it. It was a prototype that was done just for Arc System Works. But what kind of gave it away was John D was getting really offended to some YouTubers messaging him saying, look, you don't like Double Dragon? Double Dragon's great. Why would you be defending that if that was a prototype? You're defending that because you're trying to gauge the interest to see if people would like this, to see if you should release it. And 110%, John D, you should release that cab. It looks absolutely breathtaking. I have zero nostalgia. Okay, I can speak upon lots of people in this community. I have zero nostalgia for that. And there are probably many people who don't have any nostalgia. The people that have nostalgia are going to buy it. The people that don't have nostalgia is where you have to really question. I have zero nostalgia for this cabinet. I'd buy it in a half a heartbeat. It looks phenomenal. The side art is great. The marquee is breathtaking. The control panel is awesome. It's just nostalgic. It's an XL. It just looks badass. So I'm just saying, I would buy it. I'm sure a lot of other people would too. Mike MC says, when people come to play every weekend, the NBA Jam sits unplayed. Star Wars gets a lot of play. So you always got to wonder, like, what are your top, you know, top 3 cabs that get, top 5 cabs that get all the gameplay, you know? Oh, we got to play Gauntlet at the arcade too. I didn't take a picture of that, but Gauntlet, I don't like it because you have to play with your right hand as a joystick. I hate games like this. And you have to do the buttons with the left hand. I'm the other way. I play joystick left hand, buttons right hand. But you can't not play like that. So it's just weird. It's like I'm playing backwards, and I don't like that feeling. Chris Sooner says, I'd had that Taken the Pong prototype. Oh yeah, that stand-up prototype. My uncle had one when I was young. Brings back 100 memories of old game rooms, and that's what we're living for. It's the nostalgia, like all the stuff that you remember. You know, we talk about this all the time on the show. That's why you can't mess these things up. You're really copying what was done in the past. You're bringing it in the future, and we're buying it because of the nostalgia and just retroness of everything. And it's a cool hobby to be in. But yeah, that Pong prototype. I see that wouldn't have been for me. But I think it's cool. It did look cool because it looked exactly like, you know, what that was. That would be one that wouldn't be for me, though. You know, I'm very I'll take 80s. 70s is pushing it. I'll take 80s games. I'll take 90s, early aughts. You know, like the Fast and the Furious, great game. They had 2 Fast and Furious sit downs there. We were playing Cruising. My son went to Cruising this time. Mike MC says top 5 no order: Miss Pac-Man, Galaga, Golden Team Midway. So Golden Team Midway gets some play. Star Wars Tron, but Burger Time is getting a lot of attention. All great ones. Those are great ones. I got Miss Pac-Man behind me here. Got the Galaga over there. Actually got all those besides Tron and Star Wars and Burger Time. I don't have those. I had those at one point, but those just never got gameplay. So I got to move them out. You know, they're cool, but I had to make room. See, now I don't have to make room. I got a bigger room. You know. But I had to move them out back in the day, and it sucks that I had to do that because it would have been cool having all these different games. We can even expand into the classics. There's a lot of room that we can do stuff now in, which is great. Yeah, a nostalgic furniture piece. Yeah, because I mean it's Pong, right? Like it's Pong. You can only do so much, right? But you're 100% correct with that. Like that's like, yo, look at this cool replica that I got, right? Like that's not, yeah, 100. I totally agree with that. Yeah, we had the Pong pub table in here for a little bit. You know, that got play, but it's like it's not in the arcade. You'd have to leave the arcade, and it's like it's too much. You know, that's why you gotta keep everything in one room. Yeah, that's me. I got no room. I got 8 machines sitting in the house now because the arcade is packed. Yeah, so you gotta keep them in one room. If you're in 8 different rooms or whatever, you're never gonna play. You're never gonna go to that room to play. You gotta start in that room. You're never gonna leave. Like, it doesn't make any sense. You gotta keep it in one room. That's why literally this hobby is built for basements. This hobby's built for basements. That's where it needs to stay. I know the thumbnail said we were gonna do like a tour or something. I mean, I showed you the pictures of the Garcade today. That we went to. Had a lot of fun at the Garcade, so wanted to kind of share it with you guys. Chilling on a Sunday, just having some fun. We're talking about a little arcade OneUp and the future of home arcade. So yeah, you just gotta knock down the walls to expand it. That's right. We took off in the old room. We took off closet doors and we were able to get 2 more arcades in. So I mean, anything is possible, right? I would do the same kind of hack trick in here in our closets too. Yeah, a single no one to answer to. Yeah, 100%. I would do that. If you're in a house, yeah, it's funny. My wife actually wanted everything in the living room, dining room. I'm like, you're insane. Like, she's like, well, you know, it's why not? And I'm like, let's just put it in the bedroom. We can close the door. You know. Now it's good because we got a cat, and she likes to jump on the At Games machine. Then she likes to perch herself up on Time Crisis. So I got to keep the arcade door closed because I don't want her. She tried to just jump frenetically into the Class of 81, and I turned around and she like fell out of it because it's all slanted. And I'm like, yeah, we can't do this because like these arcade plastic plexi bezels, like they just scratch if you're looking at them, let alone a cat scratching them. So we're just gonna keep the door closed when we're not in here. So yeah, Mike MC owns the house. Oh yeah, then we're knocking down walls for sure. God, if we had a basement, I can only imagine. Oh my God. Like, I probably wouldn't have moved out cabinets, you know? I probably would have just kept them because I'm like, who cares if they don't get play? It's a big arcade. It's awesome. Fred Burner says, question, have more machines or fewer, but rotate them out occasionally. What's your preference? I love the more machines. I always say more games, more better. And that's kind of what I just answered here. I think it'd be cool just, you know, everything's lit up. You know, because maybe there's a time and an itch where I go over to Tron and I play it, even though it doesn't get a lot of play. Like Dragon's Lair didn't get a lot of play, but maybe you come to that one every so often, and you're always playing the classics, you know, because you love those. But yeah, all the marquees lit up. Like that's the nostalgia that we're looking for. If it wasn't that, if it was just enjoying retro gaming, you'd just have one or two multi-cades, you know. But it's the nostalgia of reliving what an arcade is, and that's walking into one where you have 50 marquees lit up with a track modes plan. That's my take, at least. It's my take. PB&J, I have a big basement now, but it needs to be reorganized after moving. It could become an arcade. Start the process, man. What are you waiting for? It's time to get this party started. Start cleaning things up, getting the flooring laid, getting the walls painted. Let's go, man. Let's keep it rolling. Mike MC, I have 0 interest in Dragon's Lair, but I want it because it's a beautiful cab. Yeah, definitely a showpiece. So Tron and Dragon Slayer are probably the biggest showpieces from Arcade OneUp. At least in my opinion, like they were just done so well. They light up great. You know, you got that extra, you know, DMD display on Dragon Slayer. You get the light up joystick and the black lighting on Tron. It just, they look great. They, you know, for what they are, the replica $4.99 arcades, right? I think they were a little bit more than that, like $6.99 or something like that. But they were awesome. You know, too bad we never saw a deluxe version to those. I mean, Arcade OneUp, at least they could have done that before they kind of just slowly died off and just doing just like basic stuff. It would have been really cool to see deluxe variants of a lot of these cabinets. They could have made some money with those, 100%. Yeah, so Sony 4K says Dragon Slayer is one of my favorite games. I can complete the game and just using one man. That's crazy, dude. That's fucking talented. Because that game was hard as shit. And I was like, this is very hard and it's not even becoming fun anymore. So that's why we ended up getting rid of it. It looked great, but it was very difficult. And I love the attract mode, like Dragon's Lair, like that. It's a cool cabinet. Okay, it's a cool cabinet. Like I said, I'd have been all for a deluxe variant. I know that one was short. You like have to play it on a stool, so you by default almost need to get a G.I. Joe inline risers to boost it up, so it would look pretty good as a deluxe then. But yeah, it was built kind of short. But man, can you imagine, guys? For you talking about Dragon's Lair, can you imagine a Dragon's Lair XL? Holy cow! Like that would look unbelievable. I might be in on that. You know, like, you know, the XL is just gonna totally change everything, right? It's just it's totally gonna change. It's gonna change a lot of perception on things like what cabinets to get, because it's just gonna be bigger, badder, and it's not gonna be like a little toy. Like it's not gonna feel like just a toy. You know, when you hop on the Midway Golden Tee, I'm always like, yeah, this is closer to a replica real arcade. Like, and let's just, you know, that's the kind of the direction it needs to kind of go. But it's still small enough where you can move it around. You know, doesn't weigh a lot. You know, so. But I do like the 19-inch screen in there. It's a little bit bigger. But yeah, I think that's the direction that the hobby needs to kind of veer into. Not to say you can't make deluxes, but I think that's going to be the preferred direction. If you guys don't own an XL, just trust me. When you get your hands on one, it's going to kind of change your opinion on some things for sure. Guys, it's a Sunday night, and you all, for the most part, are going to work. So it's 10:30 over here. I think it's time to skedaddle, guys. What do you think? Should we put a pin in it? I got Pixel, our kitty cat. I can hear her clawing the carpet on the outside of the door. She likes to talk to me a lot. She does a lot of meowing in my direction. She does a lot of meow. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I pet her and she's a really good cat. We got kind of lucky. Yep, he's out. He's going to bed. I'll see you later. Mike MC, thank you for stopping by, man. Let's go. I think we're going to put a pin in it, guys. I appreciate everybody stopping by, hanging out with us on an impromptu stream of a Tuesday night. Not Tuesday night, it's Sunday night. I'm used to Tuesday night, guys. I'm used to Tuesday night. Israel, don't freak out. I freaking love my deluxes, Danny. What are you talking about? Israel, have you ever played an XL? When you went to Fox's house, did you play an XL over there? I'm going to prove a point real quick because I was a big advocate of deluxe. I still am. Deluxes are great. But once you experience an XL, yeah, that's kind of where it's at. So think about what cabinet you got over there. You got the X-Men 97s. Think about that as an XL. Get the 19-inch screen. You got bigger space to play on as far as the control deck. You got the marquee that's not in your face. It's above you. Like it's just better. It's just a better experience. I'm up until 5 a.m. Let's keep it rolling, baby. I would totally see if I could do a 24-hour stream, but I got to take care of my kids, guys. Like, I can't. There would be a lot of bees backs laters. I got one of those right here. See, I got a little bee back later. There'd be a lot of those, and I don't want to. I got to take care of my kids, you know. That'd be cool though. 24/7 stream. See you later, Chris Nooner. I know a lot of people got to go to work, and that's okay. That's okay. Because we're about to get out of here, too. I just wanted to make sure I touched everybody here. The Sony 4K says, Dragon's Lair, I had friends who had problems on certain screens. I would jump in to complete the screen like no other and jump back out to finish them. This guy's just showing off at this point. That's awesome, man. Everybody's got their games. Yeah, you know, it's kiddos first. They're young, so we'll see, you know, as we continue our YouTube journey, we'll see where it takes us. But yeah, we'll do that, and we'll see you later, guys. I think we're gonna put a pin in it, and we're gonna get out of here, guys. Leave a comment down below. What do you think? How do you feel about real arcades and the Garcade? Do you plan on going? If you're from the Midwest, would you take a trip out here? Let me know, guys. Let's get hyped or get out the way, guys. Give this video a like on your way out. And as always, this is Danny from the CornerCade, and we will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Guys, you remember the after party to the after party? Remember when we used to do those? I used to just psych everybody out, and we'd still go for like another hour. Oh, those times were great. Let's go, baby. I don't know what to do. Everybody's leaving. You guys leaving? You guys leaving? I know my family's a sleep party, so I'm just gonna go right to bed. That's gonna be the end of it. That's gonna be the end of it, guys. Definitely like and subscribe. Fred Burner, you are on the docket, baby. Let's go. Everybody just left. We got 12 people for the after party. Are there still people in here? I closed out my YouTube, so I don't know. Let me reopen it. See who's all here. Man, I am exhausted. I gotta be honest with you. I'm tired, but in a good way. You know, we're here with everybody chilling here. Yeah, is anybody still here? Did I literally psych everybody out? Is everybody gone? It says 12 people. I got 12 people. Guys, I get one big still. BB and J's here. Let's go. I did the pump fake. And I shot it. That's what I did. On the after party, we always cut the light. We cut one light because this is for the show. And then we can cut one light like this, you know, just like that. Boom. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. Oh, Jason, you're still here? I thought Jason left a long time ago. Jason, why are you so quiet in my chats? What is that? Is that a shooting star or a gun? It looks like a squirt gun. I'm old, so I really gotta look. I gotta get a bigger monitor. Like I got the room. I gotta get a bigger monitor now. I'm working off a 24-inch. Crickets, you fucker. I'm working off a 24-inch, and man, when I first had this, I'm like, man, this is great. But now I got to get a bigger one. You know, you always got to expand, right? I got to look for a bigger one. 27-inch. I think 32 would be too big, but it'd be nice. It's kind of where I'm at right there. It's kind of where I'm at. Yeah. Man, what a night. What a day. I'm going to be back at it again tomorrow. Not streaming, but being a dad. Not streaming, but being a dad. All right, guys. It's time to move the drill and get on out of here. I will see you guys later. Guys, let me throw in quick. Oh, it's in the video's description, but I'll throw this in because if you want to join the CornerCade Crew Discord, if you guys have Discord, that is the best way for us to kick it after the show and after the party. And you can post in anything there. Anybody that was in the stream here, if you're still here kicking it, that's where you can go to have some fun, and we can chill and chat in a safe environment kind of thing. Look, we gained somebody. Somebody came back. They're like, what, you didn't leave? No, we're still here. I did the pump fake. Oh, 2 people came back. Let's keep this rolling, guys. Let's see if we can get 60 people in here. People expect me going live on it. Do people get their notifications on? I don't know. How does that work? YouTube is a mad scientist when it comes to the algorithm. They're like used to me just going on Tuesdays. But then I throw out a Sunday show on it. The madness ensues. It was cool that Fred Burner came here. That was fun, guys. We had some fun with that. All right, guys. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna see you later. Okay. I love each and every one of you, like I always do. Guys, we'll always see you in the next one. Peace. Should I? I think I should. We'll just dim this one. We'll just shut off all the lights here. We're gone. That's it for us, everybody. Look, we got 3 people that came back. That's excellent. That is excellent. As we leave, oh, 2 more people came back. I feel like I shouldn't leave, but I have to leave because I gotta go. I gotta go, guys. We're going on 2 hours now. 2 hours about fun. Like, right? There's no news. It's just fun. Guys, go enjoy your local arcades. That's my message to here. Go have some fun, enjoy your local arcades, and enjoy what you got, because we're about to upgrade come Q4. It's going to be madness, and I'm very, very excited for it. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. Good night, buddy. I forgot to tell you guys. I played the Switch 2 for the first time today. Look at this is like after party, dude. So I had the Switch 2 in my hand, and I'm like, wow, this thing's really nice. I know. There's a retro arcade channel. I get it, right? I'm not saying I'm gonna start streaming Mario Kart, and they like make it do the 50cc one on the demo or some shit. That shit was going so slow. But holding it, that OLED, that's not an OLED screen, but that screen looks like an OLED. It's like big, it's big, and then like the controllers were nice. And I was holding a handheld, and I played like on one of their TVs. I'm like, this is kind of cool. I don't know if it's $600 cool, because I know it's crazy because we would spend $600 on a damn Alpha 2 cab, right? But I don't know. That Switch 2 is kind of cool. I don't know. Gets you thinking, but then you got to buy all the games, and like when you're playing a fighting game, it's not like on a stick and buttons like how it should be. You're doing the joysticks. I don't know if I could get over that. I don't like playing fighting games. Ever since I went back to playing joysticks on these arcades, I don't like playing them with sticks and buttons. I hate that. Yes, that's right. Fun with a capital F. CornerCade crew channel members. I mean, all I'm seeing is channel members and moderators. Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right, it's time to go. I love you guys. Let's cut the lights and get on out of here. If I had the Undertaker's bell chime, I would just hit that, right? It'd be bong. Oh, so you have a Switch too. There you go. It's cool. I'll say that. It's cool. All right. I'm out of here, guys. I'll see you later. Cut the lights. It's time to go. Get on out of here and enjoy your shit that you got already and have some fun. Let's go, baby.